Today I fucked up by being a medical miracle. This story has been 23 years in the making, and both me and my mom are fucking dying. To start with some background. My older brother had a horrific reaction to multiple of his vaccines as a kid, so when I came along they decided to wait to make sure I didn't die from mine. I ended up getting all of mine in elementary school, and can confirm I am alive. However, in addition to being alive, I have some rather odd quirks. People have mostly brushed them off. Until I was diagnosed with autism earlier this year. Apparently the rest of the world is not acutely aware of having nail polish on their fingers nails 24/7. I thought you all just didn't talk about it. Enter my aunt, who has in the past 5 years also become super conservative and anti-vax and now loves to share studies with all the research on why liberals/vaccines/gays cause autism. Previously, we'd been civil and not had major issues. However, in a brain lapse earlier today, I publicly announced my diagnosis to the world. As a comment, under one of my aunt's posts, I wasn't vaccinated, and I'm autistic. Cue World War III. My aunt knows all of these facts to be true separately, but apparently putting them together broke her brain. It's not pretty. Accusations have been made, people are picking sides. Okay, pretty much entire sane family versus off her rocker aunt, and a previously quite peaceful family is now considering separate Sunday dinners. Fucking whoops. Just remember kids, sex is the #1 cause of autism. Too long didn't read. My aunt believes vaccines cause autism, and I showed signs of autism before being vaccinated, so I broke my family by being a medical miracle/s. Also, if this is allowed at all, mods please let me know if it's not. I'm trying very hard not to break any rules, but I actually also have a very tiny podcast called All Fucked Up and Amp, Nowhere to Go, with my friend about being autistic and ADHD on Spotify, and if anyone wants to listen to it and it doesn't sound awful, you could. Our first episode posts Friday, but you could follow us on. I can make Twitter or IG or something. I'd Google it and see what comes up, or don't. That is all. Okay, our account is at @hafu_ntg_podcast if anyone is interested. Person shrugging, fair skin. ETA, I love being autistic, so I do not give a f about your weird ableist shit. Why people are assuming getting diagnosed was a negative. I literally had an autism party. Edit. Okay, wow, this blew up after I turned the notifications off. Thank you everyone for awards. I do not need them, and do not spend real money on them, but I do appreciate them. Be vaccinated/not vaccinated. I was vaccinated at 9, but I have medically documented symptoms of autism as early as 2, so it's very clear I was autistic pre-vaccination, even though I wasn't diagnosed until this year. To anyone with questions about autism, there are too many comments. Please feel free to DM me and I will do my best to respond. I'm always happy to answer questions. And I am the only person I know with the nail polish thing, so it has been both today I fucked up to find out that there are so many of us. Just remember kids, sex is the #1 cause of autism. I just sprayed coffee all over my keyboard. Bravo. Life is a sexually transmitted disease. Read, me and my mom are both dying. Under the subreddit Today I Fucked Up, not the story I was expecting after these first couple sentences. Can you elaborate on your comment about being aware of nail polish on your fingers 24/7? I feel it too. I also absolutely hate when my nails grow out more than a few days. It feels like grinding my teeth. It's just there. Like it's a weight/layer on my nails that I'm constantly aware of, and it's the eternal feeling of something on my hands just being off. That's the best I can explain it. I genuinely did not realize it wasn't normal. I'm a little confused. You say I ended up getting all of my vaccinations in elementary school, and can confirm I am alive. Then say to your aunt, I wasn't vaccinated, and I'm autistic. Were you trolling her? Or it's nearly 2 AM here, so I might be missing something. The vaccines cause autism argument is generally backed by the fact that major autism symptoms start showing up around 2, and can look like a regression which they attribute to vaccination around that age. I wasn't vaccinated until 9, so while I wasn't diagnosed until recently, there is well documented evidence of me having significant autism symptoms long before I was vaccinated. Having been diagnosed with ASD in my 30s, it feels so validating and life starts making sense. I can totally relate to a diagnosis party. Maybe I should do that when the geneticist results get back for my connective tissue disorder (XD). My mother-in-law started going on a vaccines cause autism rant last time she visited. We live a few states away, so every few years at most they visit. I pointed out that I have been diagnosed with autism, and would she rather kids get diseases they could die from than have someone like me around? Or any of her grandkids, for that matter. Think all her grandkids, from her other child, being diagnosed with autism seemed to send her trying to figure out why, and genetics wasn't the answer she latched onto. Luckily, I think I might have startled her just enough with that answer, because her and her husband both got the COVID vaccine as soon as they could and were wearing masks out before it was cool, at least according to them when we're on the phone. She still comes up with some wild stuff, but for the most part I'm able to give her some real sources to research when she does. Smile. Today I fucked up by slapping ass. Obligatory throwaway disclaimer. This happened about an hour ago and the ramifications are still not completely clear. My wife is a twin, and her mother is the definition of a monster-in-law, my wife's words, but I definitely agree. Anyways, we had the family over for our daughter's birthday, she's 2, and we commenced the festivities in the living room. My wife and I are very touchy-feely, but mostly keep it in check around other people, though we tease each other sometimes. She'll occasionally send me naughty texts during family dinner or something just to get a rise, in more than one way, out of me. Anyway, we're in our house and I go in the kitchen to get some more cake for some family members and pass my wife's ass in the air, so I slap it playfully, while my mother-in-law watches. See where I'm going with this? It wasn't my wife's ass though, it was her sister's. But only my mill got upset. I still played it off correctly as the mistake it was. My mill yelled about how inappropriate it was and if I wasn't such a perv, I wouldn't have made such a big mistake and how she had always known I was a problem. Blah blah blah. I left the room thinking that would be the end of it. Did I learn my lesson? I thought so, but 15 minutes later, I'm headed upstairs to use the master bathroom because I didn't want to deal with the one downstairs that everyone was using. I walk in my room, the door is open, thought that was weird because we always close it due to the little one. I shut it behind me, pop out my dick and walk into the bathroom, and who is there just standing up from the toilet in my master bath? Not my sister-in-law, no, it was the monster-in-law. I freeze, because I'm 1, shocked that she had the audacity to use my master bathroom without asking, and 2, because she stares at my dick and then starts yelling stuff and that I'm a pervert and that she's ready to go to the cops because I had walked into my bathroom with my dick already out. Edit, our master bath doesn't have a door, it's a 43 inches opening with wooden trim. Turned around and walked out, tucking Mr. Johnson back into my pants as I do so. My wife comes into the room as I make it to the door and then she goes in and quiets her mom down and asks her to leave our house. She does, with her husband in tow, claiming that she's going to call the cops on me for it or something like that. The rest of the family left within a few minutes and, though my wife sided with me, I'm not sure what the future is going to hold for any family gatherings, etc. Update, my wife and Sil have both blocked their mother on all socials. No cops were ever called. My Sil's husband sent me a picture of her ass, in those TikTok leggings, this morning and asked me if I wanted to squeeze it again. Definitely still awkward. Update 2, we have ordered a custom door for the master bathroom, but it'll take 3 weeks before it's here. No family gatherings will be held in that time frame, and I have stopped whipping my dick out early. Shock therapy works, I guess. Too long didn't read, slapped my sister-in-law's ass and then walked in on my mother-in-law in the bathroom. Well, I gotta say, I patiently await updates on this. So far nothing to report other than my wife had a heated phone conversation a little while ago with her mother. She said that she'll have to talk to her later or she's going to say things she will regret. When I was 10 or 11ish old, I always popped my pea shooter out of my pants before I opened the bathroom door. My father owned a hair salon that was located inside the front part of our house. So one day I was walking towards the bathroom door, dropped my pants, held my ding-dong in my hands, opened the door, saw this huge woman sitting on my toilet. She looked at me, I looked at her. I silently and slowly closed the door, put my pants back on and left. Later that day when my dad was done working, he laughingly said, "I heard you had one of my clients at gunpoint earlier today again." I turned around and walked away without saying a word. Should have told her to go ahead and call the cops. What are they gonna do? Arrest you for having your dick out in your own bathroom? That's laughable. My wife is a twin. Yeah, we all knew exactly what happened before the story even started. Edit, I meant we all knew he slapped the twin's ass, and not his wife's. I haven't been here long enough, and don't spend enough time here to see this exact same story get constantly thrown around. After reading the title, the second I read my wife is a twin IQ he slapped his Sill's ass, nosy mill seeing dick and threatening with the cops was a surprise though. By slapping ass, huh? I wonder how this story goes. My wife is a twin. Oh, 2-sentence horror stories. I slapped ass. My wife is a twin. Today I fucked up by drugging my husband with my vagina. Yes, you read that right. The fuck up occurred tonight. Background basics. I experience severe pelvic pain that is triggered by hormones thanks to a super duper rare genetic blood disorder that I won't name here because that shit belongs on r/WTF. Anywho, my moon sickness is due to arrive any minute now. I felt the telltale searing pain that comes right before the blood tide, so I did what I always do to avoid actually having to feel any of it. I took excessive amounts of every drug I have on hand. Smoked some weed, guzzled some THC oil, popped in a diazepam/baclofen vaginal suppository and floated into bed. Husband knows that the #1 painkiller for me is dick. It's a cure-all for me. Headache, dick. Anxious, dick. An annoying hangnail, dick. That bitch Becky down the street smirked at me and now I'm in a mood, dick. Oh, anywho, we pretty quickly get down to business. Now what I didn't mention is that up until we got the test results confirming that his vasectomy was successful 3 weeks ago, we had been using condoms exclusively because I'm not mum material thanks to my genetics. So we do the deed, killing the pain in the process, yay dick. Then go to wash up, hydrate and stuff before we drift off for the night, and husband says he feels really relaxed. Then husband says he's not sure he likes it. Then husband and I realized the fuck up. No condom means that his unsheathed dick was no match for my overly drug-filled vagina. The man rarely takes Tylenol even though he works a physically grueling job. He's never even thought of trying a benzo/muscle relaxer combo. So, anywho, he's completely out for the night and hopefully it wears off before the morning or I'm never gonna live this down. And that's the story of how I drugged my husband with my vagina. Too long didn't read. Dicks can absorb drugs from vaginal suppositories during the sex. Update time. Husband woke up well rested and ain't mad at all. Yay, I got more dick. I'm going to answer some of the repetitive questions now. My super duper rare genetic blood disorder is called hereditary angioedema type 1. Click that link at your own risk because it ain't pretty and I really hope nobody's girlfriend/wife/mother/daughter etc. actually has it. And I am in fact an actual honest to goodness adult woman. My condition was untreated for 20 years while I was over medicated and I don't get out much. If I sound like a 14-year-old boy it's because I spend way too much time on the internet. And treating a severely painful condition is much different than being a drug addict. Just wanted to put that out there, because sometimes shit hurts, and sometimes shit hurts a lot, and sometimes you gotta do something about that shit. And the suppositories in question are compounded at a pharmacy and prescribed by my gynecologist. It's her signature special mixture. The actual pharmacology students that chimed in have it correct. With husband's zero tolerance and prolonged pounding, it's 100% possible for him to have felt the effects. They were minimal but there. I think that's all I have to add other than the obligatory, wow, thank you for the, insert whatever type of award you gave me, kind stranger, exclamation mark.